Hey everyone, Mr. Devil here, Kenny Danico, 3-time Stanley Cup champion of the New Jersey Devils, and you're listening to the Uncle Pucker's New Jersey Devils podcast. Let's go Devils!
And tonight, most definitely, let's go Devils. Devils finishing off in Tampa. Game number 2, coming off of that big loss in Carolina. Went down and put 5 past the Big Cat for a 5-3 victory. We are the Uncle Puckers. I'm Chris. He's Tim. And we're going to talk all about it. What is up, Mr. Wood? How are you, man?
Nothing. No, I'm good. I'm good. Excited. Finally we're into the season now. You know, we're not just pining over one kind of rough looking loss. You know, we're back, early season ships back on track. It was a nice looking win tonight. You know, got a little dicey there, but they pulled it out. Tampa's no joke. That's a good measuring stick game.
Very good measuring stick game. And I think that, you know, out of the 80 games that we have left, I think most of them are going to be that nail biting in the end. Like, this league is just crazy as far as parity goes. So, you know, we'll talk about, you know, who stepped up, who coming on before Ace. Yes, we are. I guess I didn't know Ace didn't come on yet, Robbie. I just got off work. So, yeah, the first win feels good, man. But, yeah, we'll talk all about it. Like, just your quick thoughts on it, Tim. Like, you know, just who impressed you, and is there anything you didn't like? Or
there are a couple things, and I've been thinking about this. You know, I mean, and I think there's some credence to, you know, the crowd that does talk about our team not really pushing back sometimes.
Oh, but there's absolutely credence to that.
What I really like tonight, and when they get pushed and they do push back, like, look the fuck out. Like, I don't know, something just unlocks in this team when it happens. I just want them to be a little bit more proactive about it and do the pushing first. I just feel like they're very reactive when that happens as opposed to being proactive. Look, that being said, like, Nico was an absolute fucking god tonight. Like the first goal, he was not going to be denied. Like, huge power move. Timo just went in to clean up the trash. Like, he had an outstanding game. Gritsuk, this kid is the real fucking deal.
Great game.
Like, great game from him. We had a ton of block shots. I actually was trying to look at the NHL app just to see what the actual block numbers were.
I'm going to ask you. Okay, ahead. We'll do that.
Yeah, no, just, you know, Connor Brown got on the board. Like, that was a beautiful tip on, 2 of them.
Nice.
Beautiful tip on the Gritsuk pass. I thought Nemec looked really good. Luke is on pace for 164 points.
He'll get that.
You know, you know, why not? You know, Dougie was good. Siegs was a beast and defensively. You know, he was lying down. We gave him 1 shot on goal in the first period. Even Dylan played pretty well in the first. He had some rough moments, but all in all, pretty good. The only guy that it's kind of like, what you doing, buddy, is Markstrom. And I, you know, he won the game eventually. You know, he's flopping around like a fucking fish back there at the end. Like, Jesus Christ, I was gonna have a heart attack. But
yeah, especially when he took the penalty. Like, oh, come on, dude, really? His save percentage is going to be dog shit after this one, but it is what it is.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, man, it does. It looks like a huge, like a gnome.
Yeah,
like there's the head, there's the body, and there's his dick.
Yeah,
it's like he's got his dick on a tray. I gotta fix that.
Yeah, you got the hat right there. Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I don't think you should ever fix that. I think it's perfect.
There you go. Yeah, it's right above the mural of my dog wearing a Duke costume.
Couple of things. No, don't say that, Chris. Markstrom is starting to give me flashes of Vanacek.
I wouldn't go that
he'll
far.
find his way.
I wouldn't go that far.
He'll find his way. He didn't play bad against Carolina, I thought, and I don't think he played bad today. Per se, he didn't have a lot of work. Did let 3 in and took that stupid penalty, but he made some big saves. And,
yeah, he did, and he did against Carolina too. But he also had some duds against Carolina. You know, he actually made some huge saves against Carolina. You know, with the help of his buddies, the post. But
which I think that Fitz should sign to 8 years, no trade clause. Just signed that post because it made more saves than Markey through 2 periods tonight.
I just hope that Fitz takes the time and that he needs to get this done and doesn't just jump on it for no reason. Like, the old Lou Lamoriello thing that we always talk about is like, if you have time, use it. Like, we have time. And if Markstrom wants more than $5 million for more than 2 years, enjoy free agency, pal.
I wouldn't be in a rush to sign Jacob
No.
Markstrom to any kind of extension right now. If he wants this to be a prove it year and he wants to stay in Jersey, then you make it a prove it year, and you see how things go at the end of the year. Don't be rushed to sign.
This is his MO coming in. Like if you didn't realize it before, like this is what he is. He makes some outrageous saves and lets in some stinkers. Yep. Tonight, like the numbers won't look great, and I think that's more context is more important than volume. I actually texted that to Mike Ruff, but
well, you got to look at the quality too. Yeah, I mean, it's not like you were playing a bunch of scrubs. It was the Tampa Bay Lightning. This is the team that led the league in scoring last year. Like when they get opportunities, good chance they're burying it. I don't give a shit who's in net. So I'm not
like the first one, like Nemec kind of made a sort of bad read at the blue line and got dog walked by Point, who then fed it. I think it was Gensel who scored. It's just a nice shot by Gensel. The second one, those guys were gassed on the ice. They were on the ice for a minute plus after the power play, and then Timo's stick broke. It's just a fucking shooting gallery. And then you have Cirelli sitting in front, who's just like a fat fuck. Nothing Markstrom can really do. The third one, Markstrom does this thing where he to get around, like, if there's a screen to like get around some guys, he slides. And he did that twice on the second and third goal. He kind of slid out of the way and the puck went over his shoulder.
Yeah.
But whatever. We pulled it off. Like I really liked everything. One guy I was actually really impressed with, and I cannot fucking believe we traded Curtis McDermott for this guy, for McEwen. He actually looks like a legitimate.
He's a hockey player.
He's a hockey player. Like he had some good chances. He can fucking skate. He's got heaviness. And I'm not gonna. I was texting with Ace too. It's like I'm not gonna lie. I think I might prefer him over Dodonov. These lines felt kind of right.
I was just going to say that to you. I really liked the line combinations tonight. I thought, we were kind of going a little bit back and forth about really Palat back on that line already. Like, we were just because of the bad taste it left in our mouth last year. But I thought that line, I thought every line played really good. And the fact that we had 4 5-on-5 goals tonight and a shorty, like, that's impressive for this team.
The funny thing is, it's like, guys, when we said we wanted better 5-on-5 play, we didn't mean that the power play goals. Power play doesn't turn to dog shit. Like, I mean, I've been a staunch advocate of putting Dougie on power play 1, and I think that it needs to go back to that. Luke is just love him to death. He's our leading scorer right now, but he is just too much of a chaos goblin. Like Dougie just keeps it a little bit calmer up there. Like Luke, a couple times at the point, like one came up the boards to him and he's on his offside and it goes through him and they have to clear the zone again. On the zone entries, he's getting too deep in the neutral zone and has to turn all the way around to give it back. It's like Dougie does that. It just feels more organized when Dougie's there. It just feels like absolute fucking chaos when Luke is running this power play. Yeah, and I'm not saying he's running it. I'm saying in the position that he's in.
Yeah, we know what you mean. But if it doesn't change, soon, it'll be interesting just to kind of see if they don't start scoring goals, how long Keith stays with Luke on power play number 1. A question I have for you, and I think LaGreca mentioned this, or he kind of said it in passing, which I have to say, tonight's telecast was a lot better than that preseason one that the three of them did. I thought that the three of them were.
I mean, it helps when you're winning in an exciting game, but
yeah.
I mean, and he's still absolutely just massacring names.
Yeah, he has no idea who the team is, but that's fine. He'll get there too. But he had mentioned about like everybody wanting to play and copy the Florida Panthers, and if you look at the first 10 minutes of this game tonight, that's what Tampa was trying to do. Like Tampa came out, they were hitting everything that moved until you tried to knock Heischer's head off, and then you were the one that landed on your ass, and he's still, I think that kind of like set the tone. Like, you know what, like you said, like they're not going to be pushed around, and if you want to play that game, we can. But I think Tampa got completely out of their game in that first period. I don't know what they were trying to do. I don't know if they were just like Florida's MO of let's just go out there the first 10 minutes. We're just going to hit everything that moves. We're going to put all these guys on notice, and then we'll just be able to lean on them the rest of the game, and we'll win it in the end. and that works for Florida. It didn't work for Tampa, and I think that's what they were trying to do.
It could have been, but yeah, it was like we're gonna just come after you and hit you and not play. And the Devils like, all right, well, we're gonna hit back and we're gonna score goals. And that's one thing that's gonna go under the radar is just like how stifling the Devils were tonight. Like,
What was the
aside from
final in
that,
shots?
I was about to look that up.
Under 20.
They had 17 shots, 2, 7, and 8. And like that's including like 3 or 4 at the end of the game there.
Yep.
Like that was an absolute masterclass. The first period, if they can continue that and just do that, like that was fucking perfection.
It really was. And there's a few guys though that we got to talk about that just impressed the hell out of me. And we mentioned them earlier, but Arseny Griciuk, this kid in that spot, playing with guys that can actually skate like Cotter, and Cody Glass, who I thought Cody Glass had a pretty decent game.
He had a good game. Yeah, Cody's he's going to be a good 3C.
Yes,
I think. Like I've been happy with how he's played. Could we use an upgrade? Sure, if there's one out there, but like I think he's good.
I agree. I think he's good. I like that line. I thought him and Brown, man, they were flying all over the ice tonight, and Griciuk could have had 2 goals tonight. So
yeah, and he's not just a shooter. Like he did something, and I forget when it was, but it was kind of the end of a shift, and he could have just floated into the corner and gone for a change, but he cut across the top, circled back, and then found a guy cross ice for a pass. And it's just like his vision and IQ and wherewithal to do that, and to have the balls to do that as a rookie. Because if I was a rookie playing, I'd be shitting my pants. Just like, I'm going to throw this in the corner, not make a mistake. And I really like that.
I do too. And I thought Connor Brown, another guy, we talked ad nauseum over the summer, right? The bottom 6 being so bad. Yep. We've already seen goals from Glass, 2 from Brown, Griciuk with a couple of assists. Like, that's what we need. This is exactly what we need. Tonight, there's nothing that I can say really negative about the team game tonight. A great road game.
Great road game, against a very tough team. Tampa is, now the odds-on favorite, I think, in the Atlantic and probably the East with the injuries to Florida. So just really impressive and bouncing back from what happened in Carolina. We haven't done a show since the Carolina game, but that was not a great way to start. They got absolutely bullied in the first 10 minutes and just were fucking awful in the last 10 minutes. The middle 40, they kind of went blow for blow. But when the best of your game is like just breaking even, like that's not good.
It was way too much counter punching in that game. It wasn't. They didn't dictate much of the play at all.
Yeah, they're clinging to catch back up. Yeah, but like this game was a lot more fun, just on the front foot, on the gas pedal from the get go. Another thing about Connor Brown's second goal that Griciuk assisted on, for any parents of hockey players out there, that was a perfectly executed 2-on-2. Because what you do is you cross over and weave, and then Griciuk drops the puck to Brown, and then he kind of, Griciuk was coming across here, drops to the Brown. Brown cuts him behind him, cuts around, and takes a shot. It's so perfectly executed. That was 1-on-1, 2-on-2 stuff.
Well, before we go any further on the game, we got to give a shout out to our sponsor here tonight, DraftKings. NFL fans, what's your favorite touchdown? For me, it's the next one, because with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the National Football League, every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in. From first touchdown score to anytime touchdown props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. And if football is not your thing and you were feeling a little bit squirrely today and you thought, you know what, the Devils are going to have a big bounce back, they're down, they're underdogs by 1.5 goals, I'm going to take them, you would have won. And because the Devils not just covered, they straight out won. But here's the best part, boys and girls. You bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Your team hitting pay dirt pays out to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888 what is this? 887-897-777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Minimum minus 500 odds required. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, visit dkng.co/audio.
So 15 plus 8, 9, 10. So 25 block shots.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I think that defensively was the story of the game. They were just getting in shot lanes. They were blocking shots. It's really funny that the juxtaposition of the two games, because what we were saying before about Tampa trying to play stylistically that sort of bully game and it backfiring in their face. I think it's something about the way the Devils react are more reactive. Like I said that before, like they're very reactive to the bully game and they can play it when they respond. Our problem with Carolina, I think, is that Carolina doesn't provoke. They don't play that type of game. They are fast. They're on top of you. They're on top of you in the forecheck. They don't play it like a bully game. They just play like more of an elegant kind of forechecking hard game that's clean. They don't play like that, like a toughness type of game. And I don't think the Devils really can bring themselves to play that proactive bully game. And I think that's kind of what we need to do against Carolina.
So what is the identity of this year's Devils team?
I mean, it's hard to say, but I think, depth is going to be good. So far, so good on that. I think, Calder front runner, Alexei Gritsik.
Who's Alexei Gritsik?
Arseny.
Yeah.
Gritslik.
Arsenio Hall Gritsik. I like it.
Gritslik, and then he called him Carter. He called Carter.
Yeah.
And then one guy in Tampa, I just saw, he was like, and that guy was hit by, and he was trying to look at the number.
Yeah.
And then he just gave up and didn't even say the guy's name. Yeah, he's like, fuck it. It's like he's like, get a bottle of whiskey. He's like, nobody's listening anyway. I don't know what the identity is going to be, but we just we look faster. We look more connected. Just everything is just so much better about this team than it was last year so far. Even the Carolina game, like we were getting better through the neutral zone. Carolina's just a tough matchup for us for whatever we are.
I mean, in their barn, yeah. I think we can hang with them in our building, and we did last year. I think we split 2-2 last year.
Yeah, we games. When they can match up and have the last change and stuff like that, it's just, I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know if it's just the whole stall factor, but being able to match up just makes them devastating to play against.
And I was super nervous about that same thing tonight in Tampa, because Tampa and Carolina are very similar in the way that they play. They have both given us fits in their building for years. So the fact that they just came out and exercised that demon and gave Tampa their second loss in a row at home, that's impressive. Yeah. I mean, Tampa was, if the Devils would have dropped this one, I think it would have been a lot less noise around them than Tampa. They played two teams, that are both favorites to win their division. They were both in their conference, both on the road. You can kind of chalk it up. All right, they're not starting out that great. Tampa now is 0-2. And that, I think, is could end up being a problem for them, which I have no problem with. Fuck them.
Yeah, Dubsel, I play in a random beer league in Northern Maryland. So
I think the last game last year that Tony was at a game.
I don't really have besides that. I was just really thoroughly impressed with the start, how they came out. Let's talk about McEwen a little bit. This guy. Just his first couple of strides, I noticed the first thing I noticed him, he had a good zone exit, I think in like the first or second period, where he just like blew out of the zone with speed, carrying the puck. And I was just like, it was fucking hilarious to me. It's like that we traded McDermott for this guy. Like, all right, I'll take it. But he just like that, he feels like a fourth line prototype type of guy. and Cotter was still good tonight playing with him, and Glendenning was good.
Yep.
And then Gritzuk and Brown and Glass was good. Honestly, now I'm kind of reevaluating. It's like, all right, well, I still think we have the top 6 need, but I was really more on the 3C train before anything. But if Glass can keep playing this way, like he did kind of get caved in a little bit against Carolina, but it wasn't necessarily all on him. But if he could keep playing like this, like I think we're going to be good at that 3C, and that top 6 wing is going to really bump up the priority.
I mean, owning the dot like they did tonight, that was also huge. I mean, when it's always just Nico taking the big ones, and now we have 3 guys that can actually. Jack won some really important.
Jack was like 4 for 4 at one point.
Yeah. Okay. So he won some big ones. So all of our centers, I thought, played fantastic. And that's huge. That's so big. I know I put more stock into face-off wins than you do, but
well, and I think, look, I face-offs, or generally, they count, but I don't. What I don't put stock into is the published public face-off percentage number, because a lot more goes into what happens on a face-off than a guy winning it. And I think actually a perfect example is one of the goals against Carolina. Nico won it cleanly back. Yeah. Siegenthaler just got beat in a puck battle, and then Carolina does what they do, where they went low to high to the point man, who took a shot, and that was their first goal. Like, Nico won the draw cleanly. It's just the defenseman fucking lost the puck. So, that's more what I'm concerned about. And so many times the face-offs, they just aren't won cleanly. And the face-offs are actually won by the wings, where the wings are coming in, crashing the dot, and getting the puck either back to the defenseman or up. Neutral zone face-offs don't really matter all that much, because oftentimes if a guy wins the puck back to the defenseman, he'll just skate up to the red line, dump it in, and that's not really possession. The big ones are like the D zone, O zone, end of the game type of draws. Absolutely. But what's funny about face-offs is it's absolutely a pride and ego thing amongst players in the NHL. Like how, going up, facing off against a certain guy, it's like, oh, I got to get this guy. Right. And now Nico's turned into the guy like that young up and coming kids. If they're facing off against Nico, they're going to fucking bear down in that draw.
And he's gotten so good in that spot. I can't say enough about our captain. I mean, we're lucky that we have him, but man, he has grown into be such an amazing player for this team. Dubs, yes, of course we have email. You can reach us at unclepuckers@gmail.com, or you can DM us on X, and we always look at them, we read them, whatever. So if you want to talk to one of us privately or whatever, you just put the attention on it, and that's who will read it. So not everybody's going to be reading everyone else's mail. So not that it matters. But Tim gets all kinds of
I get all kinds
of Jergens lotion and shit like that.
All my porn subscriptions go straight to Uncle Puckers, the Gmail.
Oh shit, we're still paying for your fucking porn account.
All the DraftKings advertising money goes straight to my browser's account.
Straight to Pornhub.
Yeah. I didn't win. Speaking of DraftKings, I didn't win my bet tonight. I put a couple of shekels on Andre Palat anytime goal, so that didn't happen.
I took I did a 4-team parlay. I had Heischer, and I know he scored. I have no idea how my rest of it did. I didn't even.
Let's look around. Let's look around the league here. What happened?
Yeah, that's something else. I don't have no clue who did anything tonight. So yeah, if you have some scores, I'd love to hear them.
I'm looking. Looks like Canadians beat the Blackhawks. Who gives a fuck? Hurricanes beat the Flyers in OT.
All right. Who scored for the Flyers?
Looks like Tippett, Bobby Brink, Sanheim. Yeah, Tippett, Bobby Brink, and Sanheim. Looking, Seth Jarvis scored his 3rd goal already.
I got one of my 4 scored, and that was it. Nico.
He took a 4-person parlay.
I did. I took a 4-goal scorer. I took Dylan Cousins. They lost to Florida 6-2. I took Nico Heischer.
I think Cousins is dead. I think he's out for a long time. Is it? Maybe I'm. Oh, I'm thinking of not Cousins. I'm thinking of Josh Norris.
Oh, okay.
They were traded for each other, I think.
Yeah, they were. Took Nico Heischer. We all know what happened there. I took Matthew Nyes. They lost to Detroit 6-3. And I took Travis Konechny, which you just said they lost to Carolina in overtime. So yeah, that's how I did.
Yeah.
$5 bet with the
Caps
boost
beat
would
the
have been like
Islanders.
the Caps beat the Islanders.
Caps beat the Islanders. Schaefer scored his first goal.
What about the Rangers?
Ugh, they smoked the Penguins 6-1.
That sucks.
Another thing I'll bring up about the Devils, bring it back to the Devils, is this is now 2 games in a row where Jesper Bratt has probably scored the biggest goal of the game.
Yeah.
For the Devils. He scored the 3rd goal to tie it up against Carolina. And that shorthanded goal was just an absolute fucking thing of beauty. And it's such like my asshole was so puckered tight during that power play. Like I was sitting on the edge of my seat. Like you couldn't have squeezed a fucking diamond out of my ass. But when he intercepted that D-to-D pass, went in and just what a
Beautiful.
shot. Like, yeah. It's just everything about it was just gorgeous. And I don't know if you remember me kind of tearing into him a little bit last year on some of his breakaways where he would always go forehand, backhand, and try and slide it underneath the goalie or between the 5-hole.
That worked for a while.
It worked for a little bit. It works every now and then. But for him to shoot like that and just to pop it right in that corner, like I didn't think it was in for a second. I thought he might have hit the post. So just another spectacular effort from Brad. I think he had another 2 points. So, and Jack Hughes, what a bust. He only has 1 point this season.
This guy sucks. Like seriously, what are we doing? There's no reason.
AHL.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, just send him down to Utica. So we got some games coming on later on, which is going to be fun. Well, let's see. Vegas and Seattle are right now in the first period. Dallas and Colorado are in the second. The Mikko Rantanen game. Anaheim, San Jose starts that's in the first as well. All right. So there's some bunch of games. So when we're done here, we can go back to watching.
Yeah, I got to write the recap for this. Any funny lines you want me to put into my article?
Oh,
just for you guys. You guys can then read it and see.
All right. Let's see if anybody notices you do this, right?
Okay.
Try to mention Don LaGreca at least 3 or 4 times, but misspell his name different. Do it differently every time, and see if anyone else realizes the joke.
Do you want me to do all Don or call him Dan or like?
Yeah.
Lagrecia.
And
Lagrelka.
Lagrecian hair formula, whatever. Yeah.
All right.
Just completely and just throw it out there and see if anyone notices, or if it's going to be Tim, you're so fucking stupid. You didn't get the guy's name right once. Yes, right. Exactly.
I wonder if all right, I'll do that. I'm probably can only slip that in like 3 times.
Well, do you have a proofreader? Like, is somebody going to be like, no. Tim? Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. Then, yeah, that's even.
No, I'll publish it. Someone may try it. Like, I have a guy that kind of, I don't have an editor or anything like that. Like, I proofread my own shit and just hit publish and it publishes. But there's a guy that has access to all our posts who may go in after the fact. So I will do that.
Okay. I think that'd be great. So what do you think? You throw Allen in for his first start on Monday night against CBJ?
Yeah, I think so. I think you kind of mix him in to get him a start. I think that's kind of the way they're going to rotate is 2-1 and 2-1 and 2-1, and then depending on back-to-backs and stuff like that. The only thing that I'm nervous about with this team is Markstrom, but he's kind of this guy that thrives on volume and thrives on games, and maybe just needs to kind of get into the season a little bit.
I hope so.
It is crazy. And someone commented it earlier, but Marchenko has a Hattie in Minnesota. Thanks, Dennis. Nice. That guy's Marchenko is fucking good. We got Columbus, like you've been saying, that Columbus is going to be a dangerous team.
I agree. I mean, I think so. I think they're going to be a really tough out.
If this Jet Greaves kid in goal,
I love that.
For Columbus pans out, yeah. Wouldn't I have a fucking A+ name?
Great.
If he pans out, like he's got like 3, garage door installers in front of him, but including our old bloody. But if he pans out, like Severson.
Oh yeah. Okay, you're talking about the defenseman. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about other goalies.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta figure out. I'll call
Jacob
Dan.
Markstrom had an 824 save percentage tonight. 3 goals on 17 shots. He made 14 saves.
Yeah, but his numbers aren't going to look great, and I always say this, and I think Markstrom's kind of one of these older school goalies where he doesn't really give a fuck about that. He just wants to win.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree.
Where he's just more concerned about trying to stop every puck and letting less goals than the other guy. And if the other guy lets in 5, he wants to let in 4 or less,
Right.
and that's a tolerance that he has. These softies, it sucks. And that Miller goal that put them up 3-2, where Miller had all day and just unloaded and it went off Markstrom's arm and in. That reminded me exactly of the goal he let in against Detroit last year.
Oh yeah, in overtime.
Yeah, where he just like clean look at it, shot from above.
But it was
It wasn't overtime. It was late in the third.
Yep.
And it was just kind of like a backbreaking moment.
Yep.
It's just like that's the type of goal against that we need to avoid, is that backbreaking moment goal against. I was really impressed with them that we did claw back and we scored and tied it back up after that, because I think last season, the season before, they just fold. We did wind up folding in that game and giving up 3. One thing I do want to talk about too, speaking of Jack Hughes, this motherfucker, on when we have the goalie pulled, has got to stop trying to make these little fucking floaty backhanded passes at the blue line. Like, he's just got to stop. Like, I know everybody talks turnover machine, calls it turnover machine, et cetera, but and he's not really. You want the best players to have the puck, but he just can't do that shit. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and he does it a lot, and you're right. Yeah, that was definitely a kick in the nuts in the Carolina game, right? Like, it just trying to get this thing to overtime. How many times last year, right? We pull the goalie and they get the empty netter and the game's over, and that's that. And I was really hoping for something different, a different outcome. Maybe we tie it up, and you're right. As soon as that goalie was pulled, that was it. I mean, the same thing we always do. Just give it right back to them, and goes into the empty net, and no chance of.
Yeah.
Where 2 years ago we were great with the sixes,
the extra 22-23 it's 6-on-5 and overtime. We were overtime gods.
Fantastic.
And we were 6-on-5 gods. But like this makes me feel better about things. I was kind of worried, particularly defensively. Like Nemec and Dillon didn't have a very good first game against Carolina. All the other 4 guys are actually good. I've been really impressed with defensively so far this year is Dougie. It's like
Dougie was the best player, one of the best players against Carolina. I thought he played great. He was playing physical. He was taking the body, and just everything that you don't see Dougie do. Scored a beautiful goal, 5-on-5 goal, joining the rush. It was a beautiful backhand. And tonight I thought he played very well too.
Yeah,
he had a couple of good opportunities.
He's like, you guys aren't fucking trading me.
No, that trade shit pissed him off, and you could tell it absolutely pissed him off. He's like, we're not fucking having this. So he was hitting everything in that Carolina game.
Well, no, because last year he had one like huge hit, and we were all like, "Where's this guy been? Like, do that more." And then he had like 3 in one game against Carolina. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Maybe that's something that he's going to work on in his game. Maybe somebody actually sat him down and said, "You are 6'6". You are jacked. You're fucking stronger than probably 3/4 of the guys playing in this league. Use it."
It's like Mystery Alaska. Have you ever seen Mystery Alaska?
Yeah, sure.
Where Russell Crowe's talking to the big guy, and he's like, "Am I a big guy?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, John, you're a big guy." He's like, "No, Tree, you're the big guy."
Right.
I hope someone had that. Like Bradshaw sat him down and was like, "You're the big guy. Yeah. Be the big guy.
You can hit people.
You can hit people. You can do
it. You're probably knocking them on their ass."
And I feel and like that first guy that he hit, like he's just like flicking a bug off him.
Yep. And so hopefully Dougie's having a year. This team stays healthy. They're going to be good. And tonight, like you said, it was a big kind of statement win. It was all right. So we heard for 2 days, just everybody said the Devils suck against Carolina. They can't beat them. Carolina owns them, and for the most part, it's fucking true.
Yeah,
tried to manifest that into like reality, that the Devils were going to change that narrative, and so far they haven't. But again, They didn't come into this game with their head down. They didn't come in and they started getting pushed around, and they didn't just crumble like they would have a year or two ago. They fought back, and a 3-goal fucking first period. That was huge against Vasilevsky.
Against Vasilevsky,
That's the other
and
thing
Tampa.
too.
Yeah,
We weren't
Hedman
playing a
and
bunch of scrubs.
Hedman and McDonough. Those are good, big fucking players. And it shows a lot of kind of heart. That's kind of one of the silver linings I'm taking out of the Carolina game too, is the fact that they did continue to keep coming back.
Yeah.
They didn't fold. And in this game, when it's 3-2 going into the third, you're like, this could go badly for us. Like,
yeah.
And Brad scores that fourth, and then we get the fifth immediately, and it's like, all right, this is good. With this, is like being able to separate yourself, like that's the mark of a good team.
1,000%. That because you're 100% right. Like they take the stupid penalty. It's now you got a 2-man advantage, a disadvantage, and they're down by a couple, and to be able to get that breakaway goal on that power play was fucking huge. Shorthanded rather. So I mean,
and then you got a breakaway right after that too. That
we had a couple breakaways tonight.
Yeah.
So I mean, they were flying. They were skating their asses off. Flying. They were not going to be denied tonight.
This was the example of like the high pace, high octane team that we can be with stifling defense. Like that just a combination of the two. Just the quick transitions, stopping them at the blue line, getting the puck out quickly, getting through the neutral zone, getting into the zone, getting pressure in zone, getting good chances. Like Jack and Brad were all over the place, man. They're just so nasty together.
The whole team was just super connected tonight on every level. It's penalty kill, power play. Okay, yeah, I thought they were snapping the puck around pretty good. Okay, they haven't scored yet on the power play, but I'll take the 5-on-5 goals any day.
A couple of good chances, just sometimes that happens. Sometimes it just doesn't go in.
And I think Monday is going to be an absolute banger of a game. I think
I agree.
Jersey should match up really good against each other. That should be a really fun one. And then Thursday is the big one. I mean, you got Thursdays, the home opener. Bobby will be there. I'm sure Connor Brown is like, really? I'm so fucking sick of seeing Florida. Like, do I have to? Can I just sit in the press box for this one? Like, fuck this, guys, And then Saturday he has Edmonton. So it's getting any easier for the Devils, but they can go on a little bit of a run here, and you could end up knocking off, let's say, Tampa, Florida, Edmonton. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but I think that's
one game at a time.
Sure.
It's Columbus first. It's going to be a tough test.
It's going to be a tough game.
They're a tough team, but I think we should take down Columbus. We should. The other thing I want to see with this Florida game, setting the tone, is winning more in our building. Like we haven't been good in our building for the past couple of years.
You're right.
I would like to see that. I do have to probably go. I think I have to hit publish at 11 for this thing.
It's all good. I think we got everything out tonight.
Let some of these guys get into Ace's show.
Yeah, go jump on an Ace's show and tell them we said hello, and we will be back on Monday. I'm not sure if we're going to go before Columbus or post Columbus game, but we'll put it up on X and Dubs, just hit us up anytime you want. We love hearing from you guys. So wherever you're watching, a 5-star review, subscription, all that bullshit on YouTube or podcast. We really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us today for a few minutes, talk over a huge Devil win. This is awesome. And 1-1. Let's get going. We'll be back on Monday, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. For Tim, I'm Chris. We're the Uncle Puckers. We'll see you when we see you.
Hey, Bellicate, you see that big gnome dick? That's for you, pal.
It's over, Johnny. It's over!
I had that one locked.
Can we get a blood?